They're opposing traits with which showcase her own modesty. Which, Megan. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. This week, I want to talk to you guys about foil characters. Foils are this really interesting character dynamic, whether you're analyzing them or writing them. I personally love writing about foil characters in my essays, and they're a really great way to engage an audience. But what exactly is a foil character, and how do you talk about them? What are foil characters? Foils are characters whose traits are opposite each other, but that doesn't always mean good and bad. Sometimes foil traits will be internal and external, or impulsive and cautious. Some examples of foil characters are Elizabeth and Jane from Pride and Prejudice, Jane and Blanche from Jane Eyre, Alexander Hamilton and Aaron Burr, and Ted and Rebecca from Ted Lasso. So you've got examples from classics, from history, and even from modern TV. You'll find them everywhere as soon as you know what to look for. So what do foils add to a piece? One of the most significant roles that foil characters play is that their opposing traits highlight each other's characteristics. For example, in Pride and Prejudice, Elizabeth's pride is highlighted through her interactions with Jane, which showcase her own modesty. Since Elizabeth's pride is such a major theme of the work, Jane's role in this way is vital to the story. What's also really nice about foils is that they're a fairly subtle way to express and highlight character traits. So the writer doesn't have to throw anything in their audience's face, but there's this really nice and natural way that they can express the importance of those traits. Foils can also be a fantastic opportunity to bring tension into a story or a scene. And what's great about it is that tension does not have to be over dramatic or take over, and it doesn't even have to be negative. So looking again back at Pride and Prejudice, Elizabeth and Jane disagree a lot throughout the story on Caroline's motives. And while it does add tension to their characters and certain scenes, it doesn't take over the story and it doesn't take too much space in the story. On the other hand, you can also have foil characters and the tension that comes with it be a major point in the story. Look at Alexander Hamilton and Aaron Burr. The tension between their characters and their foils is a major theme throughout the story and even plays a pivotal role in the height of the story and the height of their interaction. Okay. You know how to identify foils. Now what do you do with it? If you're trying to analyze foils or include them in an essay, the first thing you're going to want to do is figure out which character traits are important to the foil. So in Pride and Prejudice, like we've talked about again and again, Elizabeth's pride versus Jane's modesty. Those are two vital traits that play into the foil. So once you've got those, you're going to want to look at interactions throughout the work that bring out those particular traits. Do those interactions impact the plot? How about in ways that are relevant to your thesis? What's really interesting about this is that the traits themselves are not the only ways that foil traits are presented. So just off the top of my head, not talking about any actual story, let's say you've got one character who is really bubbly and light and happy and just that sort of a vibe. You've got another character who's more dark and moody and, that sort of a thing. In the work, whether this is a visual piece or just through the description in a book, does character A tend to wear lighter clothes? Does the lighting when they're on screen or in spaces that are important to them, is the lighting brighter? And is the opposite true for character B? Do they wear darker clothing, or is the lighting when they're on screen or in places that are important to them darker and moodier? So see how, it's not literally how they act that portray those traits, but you can also see it in other aspects of the work through set design and costuming and a bunch of other things. So if you want to get really deep into foil traits and how they impact a story, try to look outside just the character themselves and see what's happening around them that highlight those traits. And I'm telling you, it sounds really impressive in an analysis. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more videos like this, let me know in the comments section. And if you liked this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I will see you guys next week. Bye!